What's up everybody, this is Big Chooch. This is going to be a video where I run down my favorite figures. A little more than 10 of them, and I will narrow it down to my top 5 later on, but I'll try and make it quick by also giving a little rundown of why I have it. This figure I basically have, and one of my top favorite figures just based on appearances. Because it has the old school US title, it has a shiny WWE title. The Cena figure looks good. He's got that big ass chain. So I really like the look of the figure. It was from the 2005 draft lottery. And yeah. So that's why that was it's one of my top figures, probably the lowest on my rung. Next, we have an unmatched Fury, Hulk Hogan. It's one of the only unmatched Furies I actually like. I also like the Bret Hart one, but not enough to be in the top. I love the detail of the World Heavyweight title, or the WWE title, the old school Winged Eagle. And then Hulk ripping his shirt, a classic mustache. I mean, that's one of the, and it's a big figure, so it's one of the more awesome figures out there in my opinion. Looks wise, it'd be even better if I had it autographed. And speaking of that, brings me to one of my first autographed figures I ever got, one of 1,000 Sheamus. I got this autographed at SummerSlam Access last year. Just sideways like that. So yeah, that was pretty cool to get that autographed. Next, a 1 of 3,000 Roddy Piper. I like this figure because of the Panther shirt. I love when he struts down the aisle when he was wearing that Panther shirt. It's one of my favorite looks for him. Because that's what drew me to the figure, and it was even better that it was 1 of 3,000. Not super rare, but rare enough to warrant getting it. Next is Straight Edge Society CM Punk. Speaks for itself. It's my favorite CM Punk character. Although the end of his Ring of Honor run was, I really liked that version of CM Punk too. But when he was wearing a little mask, yeah, as you know, if you saw my videos before, I do have a replica of that mask, which is pretty damn cool. And I wore it at SummerSlam last year for his match. But I'm a big fan of Straight Edge Society CM Punk. Not so much a fan of Babyface Punk, even though it's still cool, but Straight Edge Society Punk for me. And next, based only solely on appearance, is a Triple H King of Kings figure. I think it's just absolutely awesome. Like the Viking wear, and even the little song they do with it. Yeah, I absolutely love how this figure looks. So that's why it's one of my top ones. And a guy I don't talk about a lot, but one of my favorite wrestlers of all time is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I was a big fan of his look, his $1 Million belt. He's got his little $1 Million suit on. If I had to take any two figures out of the top, it'd probably be the Cena and these two to narrow it down even more. But now we're getting into the top 6, I guess. And here is the Vince McMahon figure. I like it because it's rare. It was hard to get. You had to basically ruin 4 or 5 Elite or Legend figures to get it. So that makes it like $75 just from that alone. Not to mention it's probably even rarer, so it's probably worth even more. And it's a very detailed figure. It's not just a Vince McMahon figure, it's a very detailed Vince McMahon figure, which I thought was awesome. And it's unique, it's got skinny packaging. I really like that figure a lot. And next we move on to the signed Montreal Screwjob 2-pack. I got this signed by Bret Hart, and I also got it signed by Shawn Michaels. They're in red. even unsigned, it would be in my top 5, because this is top 5 territory we're going into now. I just absolutely love this period of wrestling. I hated the screw job finish, but I loved that Bret Hart character, and Shawn Michaels was at his peak wrestling wise then. It's a shame what happened, but it was a hell of a storyline, that's for sure. And next we got another 2-pack. This is my unsigned one, but it's because it was easier to get to, but we'll just pretend it's the signed one. I have signed by both men, and since I'm meeting Triple H again, it looks like I'm going to get it signed by Triple H again, and maybe I'll meet Shawn Michaels again someday to complete the signage. But it has detailed World Winged Eagle title, detailed European title, D-Generation X, very detailed figures. Some of the best classic superstar figures are the exclusives. Moving along. My current favorite figure is the Bret Hart with the Winged Eagle from the Stampede pay-per-view in your house. I absolutely love the look of this figure. It's one of my favorite current figures to look at. I do have it signed by Bret Hart in pink. Maybe I should have got it signed in silver, but it is what it is. The only reason this is number 3 and not number 1 is because number 2, I'll explain why. This is my favorite non-signed, regular, run-of-the-mill figure, not like a special one of whatever, just the figure itself. NWO Classic Superstars Hulk Hogan. What series is this? I don't know if it says, but those are the other wrestlers in the series. Collector series. Just the NWO thing. He's got the blue highlights on his tights, the lightning, the NWO boots, the NWO title, the fuzzy black and white thing, the glasses, the weight belt, the beard thing. It's one of the most detailed, awesome regular figures that I've seen from Jakks. So that is why it is number 2. If it was a one of, it might even be number 1, but I think it would be awesome to get this signed one day, hopefully. But my number 1 figure, it's the figure that got me into collecting. I did not have any of these figures before I had this figure. This was the first figure I purchased. The first one that got me started collecting. So of course it's going to be my number 1. And it is the Defining Moments Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 8. The detailed knee pads with Macho Man's face and the Ultimate Warrior, the detailed tights with Macho Man's face and Ultimate Warrior, that sweet ass trench coat jacket. You turn it around, you got the detail on the back, you got Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior squaring off. It's absolutely one of the coolest figures I've ever seen in my entire life. And it is the reason I started not only collecting Mattel, but I picked up some of these classic superstars. Honorable mention that I don't have here that is my favorite figure monetarily speaking, probably, is my Stone Cold Steve Austin tribute to Steve Austin, where it has all the all his titles that he won. I absolutely love that figure, and if I ever get it signed, it's gonna be my most prized possession. Most likely, it's probably the figure I've spent the most money on, but I didn't have it handy to show. So if this is number 1, that would have to be 1A. That would be a tie for first. That's my most the figure that I spent the most money on, and the figure that got me into collecting. So here it is. This is the figure that started it all for the big Chooch revolution. So you can thank Mattel for this figure, because I mean, how could anybody argue that figure isn't absolutely awesome looking? This is Big Chooch, everybody. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Later.